Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, we're going to create a very simple project. You're going to create a project that can be able to use artificial intelligence, computer vision to replace the background. Like for example, if you're in a Zoom meeting whereby the image is the background, you can replace the background with another image, right? This is what we're going to do using computer vision. So you're going to see how you can simulate such a system using computer vision. So to demonstrate what you're going to go ahead and build, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what you're going to build at the end. So I'm just going to run the file that I already have here. So let me just run the file that I already have here. So I'm just going to run it. And this is simply going to, you can see the original image right here, and you can see the image in which I have removed the background. So I removed the background and I kept only the human inside of another background. So you can see it looks like the guy is in another house or something, but this is the original image, while this is the actual replacement of the background image. So this is the original image and the other one is for the replacing of the background. So this is what you're going to do to build a very simple project, and this is very common in applications such as Zoom, I think also TikTok and Instagram. They have such systems. So we're going to build something very small, very similar to this. So let's get started. So one thing before we get started, the thing you need to do, we're going to be using MediaPipe, OpenCV and NumPy. So make sure that you have these libraries already installed on your system. Okay, so if you don't know how to install this library, you can check the very beginning series of videos in this series. You can I went over how to install this library, so go ahead and check those videos out. Again, we're also going to go ahead and we need to use a couple of images. So this is the image that you're going to, the video that you're going to use, and this is the image which you're going to set as the background. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. And you guys, if you're new to the channel, please kindly consider subscribing, liking this video, and sharing with your friends and family who might find it very helpful. Okay, so let's jump to it already. So I'm just going to open up my Visual Studio Code. So I have my virtual environment activated and I have all the libraries installed. Again, if you don't know how to install the libraries, just go on Google, search how to install OpenCV, how to install MediaPipe, and how to install NumPy. I already have this already installed and I showed you how to install this on the previous tutorial, so make sure that you follow along with those tutorials. So let me just close this for now. I just want to I don't want to open all that. I want to this folder, and I want to open it just in this folder. Okay, so let's get started to it. So once this is open up, I'm just going to close this. So we can see we have one folder in there called resources, and in there I have my video and my image, which is going to be the background, and the video, which is going to be the actual video. And then I'm going to create another file here called basics.py. So in basics.py, that's where we're going to keep our content, right, our logic for replacing the human background. Again, we're going to be using MediaPipe. If you don't know what MediaPipe is, kindly go to Google and just search for MediaPipe, and you can read about it. And we did different projects using MediaPipe about the hand detection, the postures, and other stuff. So if you're new to the channel, please kindly consider subscribing and liking this video. This encourages me to keep making this video. So kindly go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell. Okay, so let's get started. So I assume that you already have MediaPipe installed. So I'm going to go ahead and import what I need. So I'm going to import OpenCV. It's going to be CV2, and I'm going to go ahead and import MediaPipe as MP. And I'm also going to import NumPy as an NP. Okay, so once I have those things already imported, I'm going to go ahead and create a simple capture object. We are going to read the video content. So I'm going to cv2.video capture, and in here I'm going to provide the part of the video file that you want to read. Okay, I want to read video.mp4, which is in my resources folder. Again, if you want to use your actual camera, you just pass in here 0, and that to use your camera. So sometimes it might give you issues when you have multiple cameras connected. So try between 0 and 3 and find which works for you. But in this case, I'm going to read a video content, so I'm going to specify a string that is the part to that video file. So I'm going to say resources. So it's in my resources folder. So I'm going to say resources / and I called it video.mp4. okay, so that's the file that I want to read. Okay, in case if you want to read your camera, you just pass in here 1. Okay, I mean 0. Okay, you can try out between 0 and 1 because you might have multiple cameras connected. So once I have that done, I'm going to go into an infinite loop. So while true, I want to get the image. So I want to get from this video, the video is made up of sequence of frames, right? Now I want to get each of the individual frames, and each of the individual frames will process that. So I'm going to get I'm going to say success, comma, image, and this is going to be cap.read. and cap is what we the capture that we have here. So success will return to us if the image has been read correctly or successfully or not. So I'm going to say if not success, what I can just break out, like, because we are not able to read the frame properly, so we just break out. Else we're just going to do cv2.imshow. I'm going to show the image, and I'm going to call the frame window image, and I'm going to just show that image right there. And I'm going to say if cv2.wait key, so I'm going to wait key, and I'm going to wait for 1 millisecond, and I'm going to say end oxff equals to ord, and I'm going to pass in here quit q, which is going to be quit. So if this is true, I'm just going to break out of this. So this means that if anyone press the Q key, we're just going to break out of this loop, and then we'll stop recording. So I'm going, after we stop recording, I want to release the capture object, so I'm going to do dot release release, just like that. I'm going to release the capture object. I'm going to do cv2.destroy all windows, so I'm going to say destroy all windows. Okay, so once I have this set up, this is simply going to read the video file and display it to us. So let me just go ahead and try this out. So I'm going to go in my terminal, and then I do an ls, and I do Python 3 basics, or just run your Python file the way you do. I'm just going to run it from my terminal. So run your Python file the way you do. So this is going to open up a window and display to us the video inside of that window. So you can see it, this is it, right? So if I press the Q key, it's going to quit, but you can see this is really big, right? It's very, very big. You need to scale. You see, it's really, really big. So I'm going to press the Q key, and that's going to quit. So before I display the image, after I read the image, right, if you have read the image successfully, I want to say that image equals to going to be cv2.resize. So I'm going to resize the image, and then I'm going to pass in the dimension. So I'm going to say 640 by 480. This is going to resize the image to 640 by 480. So let me run this again, and now you can see that you will notice that the image has been properly scaled and down, and this is now the video content. So now that we have this, I'm going to simply press Q to quit out of there. So everything was as expected. So now what you want to do is to go ahead and actually be able to replace the background. So if I run this again, you notice that the image, the video file has its original background, right? Now our task is to replace the background and have a different background to it rather than this background, right? So let me just quit this. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So we're going to be using MediaPipe for this. So let's go ahead and do the necessary importations. So what we need to go ahead and do, let me just go here, and I'm going to say mp underscore drawing. MP stands for MediaPipe, right? So drawing, mp.drawing is going to be equals to the following. So I'm going to say mp.solutions dot drawing underscore utils. So I'm going to get the drawing utils from there, and I'm going to say mp underscore selfie underscore segmentation is going to be equals to mp.solutions dot selfie underscore segmentation, selfie segmentation. Okay, so just like that. So selfie segmentation and not segmentations, right? Let me just keep it singular. So selfie segmentation is going to be mp.solutions.selfie underscore segmentation. So once we have that done, this is we have done some basic importations here. So let's call this the initial. Let me write a comment here. Initial. Let me just let's just say instantiation or something. Instantiation. So I want to go ahead and also instantiate the selfie segmentation module. So I'm going to say selfie underscore segmentation is going to be equals to mp underscore selfie segmentation dot selfie segmentation. So watch out for that camel casing, right? So no, actually it's Pascal naming convention. Everything starts with an uppercase. So selfie segmentation. Yeah, so once we have that, this is going to instantiate the object for us, and this is what we're going to use to replace the background. Okay, so once we have that, we can go down here. Okay, it looks like I got the spelling of segmentation. So this is actually segmentation, selfie segmentation. So make sure you get the spelling right. Sometimes I get confused with the spellings. So once I have that done, what I'm simply going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead after I read the image and you have resized the image. We want to pre-process the image. So pre-process image. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this result, and this is going to be the following. So I'm going to simply say selfie selfie segmentation dot process. So we're going to process the image that you're going to pass in. So what I want to do first is convert this image to an RGB scale, because by default OpenCV uses a BGR scale, which stands for blue, green, and red. Now we want to use the RGB scale, which stands for the red, the green, and the blue channels. Okay, so I want to convert this into an RGB scale. So I'm just going to say cv2.convert cv2.convert color. So you have to pass in the source, which is the image, and then you have to pass in what you want to do. So I want to do cv2.color, and I'm going to say color underscore BGR to RGB. Okay, so BGR to RGB. So I just pre-processing the image and converting it into a BGR scale, and then after that to pre-process the image using the selfie process, okay, function. So once we have that done, that is going to pre-process the image for us. So once that is done, I want to replace the background of that image. So I have to write a condition. So it's called condition, and this is going to be mp.stack. Okay, so I have to provide in here, I'm going to say results dot segmentation underscore segmentation mask. Okay, so I have to say that results, just let me get the spelling of results. Okay, results, let me call this results. So results dot segmentation mask. So in the results dot segmentation mask, we do some bit of calculations right here. So you have to type in 3, keep in here 3, and then you have to say that is greater than let's say that 0.1. okay, these are the I think the official documentation first says 0.1, but we'll adjust this later to fit our needs, okay, as we go along. So once we have that, I also have to provide the axis here. So I have to provide also the axis. So I have to say that after times 3, I want to say that axis is going to be -1. okay, we want to select all that axis. So once we have that done, what you can go ahead and do here, after we have that condition, we can go ahead and replace the background of the image. Okay, so to replace the background, first of all, I want to replace the background with just an empty we can replace the background with a random image. So let's go ahead and actually load that image right here. So what I can simply do is, before we replace it with an actual image, I want to go ahead and let me move up here. I want to replace it with a normal color. So let me just say BG image. So I want to replace this with a normal color. So I'm going to say BG image, and this is going to be equals to MP. I want to create a bunch of zeros, right? So let me just delete this for now. We'll come back to this just in a second. So in here, what I want to do, I want to say BG underscore image, and this is going to be the following. So I'm going to be np dot, I'm going to create zeros, so it's going to be black, right? So I'm going to say img dot shape. I'm getting the image shape, which is going to return me 3 values: the height, the width, and the channel of that image. So we're going to use that to create a numpy array. So we're going to say that d type is going to be equals to mp dot unit uint, sorry, this is uint 8. Yeah, let's say that uint 8, so it's going to be unsigned int of 8 bytes. Okay, so once we have that, so I can go ahead and actually just give so let's say bg underscore image, and this is going to be I want to get all the contents. I'm going to sorry, I have to use the square brackets. I want to get all the values, and I want to set the values to 0,0,255. 0,0,255, that is RGB, right? Blue background, right? If I'm not mistaken. So once I have that done, so we just created a simple image, which is going to be black initially, and then you have said that all the color of the images is going to be this BGR value. Okay, so once I have that done, I can simply go ahead and do the following. So I'm going to say output. Let me just have an output underscore image, and output image, let me just get the spelling of output underscore image, and output image is going to be the mp dot where, and I'm going to pass in our condition, which we defined up here. The condition that we have up here, I have passed it in here, and then I can also go ahead and say that I want to combine the image with the background underscore image right there. So you can yeah, that's all I want to do for now. So once we have that done, we can simply go ahead, instead of displaying the final image, this image, we want to display the output image. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here. So great. So let me just go over everything that I have done for now. We have just instantiated the selfie segmentation object, and then you have done some pre-processing of the image and converting the image into a RGB scale from a BGR scale, because OpenCV by default uses a BGR scale. And so after having the instance of the selfie segmentation module, we did some pre-processing and converted the image into an RGB scale, because by default OpenCV uses a BGR scale. So we have converted the image into an RGB scale, and then you have set a condition here for the image. So you have just done the results, which is the pre-processed image, and then you say segmentation mask. It has this attribute called segmentation mask, and we just set the segmentation mask and we pass in those values right there. So don't worry about these values, what all these values are for now. We'll come back to them just in a second, and we'll adjust these values to get the right parameters that we want to better remove the background more efficiently, so more seamlessly. Okay, so after that, we created a simple an array with having the same shape as the image, and then of the data type that you're going to use for that one is np.uint 8 bits. So once I have that, I've also replaced the color with this color right here, which is this RGB scale, which is blue background. And then after that, we just go ahead and actually do this where, and then combine all these images together, and then finally we are going to display that image. So I have no errors in my code, so let's go ahead and try to run this out. So once I run this, let's see. Okay, I got an error. It says that output image is okay, the where condition, we have an error there. So it says that could not broadcast together with shape this. Okay, let's check the shape. So it's 480, and then okay, so let's try to figure out where I got that wrong. So yeah, I think my error is right here, so I have to keep a comma right here. I forgot that. So segmentation mask, and then we times that by 3, so I have to keep that comma right here, so don't forget that comma. So once I have that done, I think everything should now work. Let's go ahead and run this code one more time, and if I haven't made any errors, then this should work fine. So you can see it's replacing the background with the red flag right there. So you can see on the sides we have this not properly being done. So let's go ahead and try to play with this a bit. So I'm just press Q to quit out of there. So let me change this to be 0.6. let's see. Let me try this out one more time if it's going to work effectively. So yeah, you see it's a much better result than having 0.1. Not bad. So we can adjust these values and play with these values to get, let's say, let's try 0.5, and let's see how it performs with 0.5. Yeah, okay, I think 0.6 is the best one, because even 5 has some bit of effects. So what about 7? Let's try out 7 and see. Let me run this again. So I'll try out 7 and then run this again. Yes, I think 6 would be a good value, so let me just keep it at 6 for now. I'm just going to leave it at 6. So 6 does me give me an actually good effect. Okay, so great. So you can see that it is segmenting the human image and is replacing the background with this background that we have here. And later on, just in a second, we're going to replace it with an actual image. Okay, so actually this is actually using the BGR scale. As I previously I said, it uses the RGB scale, this coloring scheme here, but it uses the BGR scale. It stands for blue, green and red. That's why the background of the image is red. Okay, so let's try to get the position of the human. So let's just say that. So I'm going to say human underscore position underscore color. I'm going to create a color, and this is going to be mp.0. So I'm going to try to get the segmentation of where the human is exactly. So I'm going to say image dot shape, which is going to return to us the height, the width, and then the channels of that image. So I'm going to do a d type. I'm going to do a d type, and d type is going to be the following. So d type is going to be d type is going to be equals to uint of 8 bytes. Okay, so once I have that done, I can go ahead and actually specify the color of that image. I'm going to say human position image. I'm going to get all the elements, and then I'm going to set them to a different color. So I'm going to say let me just go ahead and say a color. Let me just specify a color. Let's say that we want 230 by 240 by 255. I'm just trying out in random color. You can test this out and see. So instead of instead of displaying the image, I want to display the human position itself. Okay, so I'm going to paste that right there. So once that's done, that's all we need, and I can go ahead and actually try this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and then try this out, and let's see what happens, because I'm trying to get the segmentation of where the human body is. So I got an error right here. Let's go back and try to so let's come back here. So mp.0, so put in the image.shape, and then for the d type as you okay, this is an npu65, so np.un65. so yeah, and then you have displaced all the image with this image right here, so everything should work. So let me just go back and try this out one more time. Yeah, so you can see we have replaced where the position of the human is with this image that we just created ourselves. So you can see it replacing that there. So let me just quit this for now. Let me try to replace it with another image. So let me say that this is 255 and this is 0 and this is 0. So since it uses the BGR scale, then that background I expect it to be green. So let's try it out and see if it's actually green. Yeah, you can see that the human has been replaced there, and this where the human is, but it has been replaced with that we have segmented the human position, right? So great. So now that we have done that and everything seems to work, what I want to do actually to replace this with an actual background image, and not those random images we generated ourselves, not these random arrays that generated ourselves. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and say bg_image is going to be cv2.imRead. We want to read an image, and you want to read the image source. It is going to be the image path here. We have to say source, and then /image.jpg. Okay, so we're going to read the JPG image. Okay, so once we have read that image, what I want to do is to resize the image so that it fits these values right here. So I can simply go ahead and resize the image so that it fits this value that I specified. So I'm going to say bg_image image equals to cv2.resize resize, and I'm going to provide in the bg image. I want to resize the background image, and I want to be 640 by 480. So 640 by 480. So once I have those values, it's going to go ahead and actually load that image. So coming down here, I only want to replace it with a red image if the actual background image doesn't exist. So I'm going to say if not bg_image, right? If bg image doesn't exist, that's when I want to do this. That's when I want to replace with this image. Else what I want to do is I want to use the actual image that we got. Okay, so and then the output in here, I'm going to replace this with an image right here. I want to replace the original image and not this colored image that we created ourselves. So yeah, that's all I want to do. And yeah, I can go ahead, in case the image doesn't exist, it's just going to replace the red background, right? So I can go ahead and actually try this out. So run the code again. So I got an error in my resizing. It says that resize. So cv2, let's go ahead and check where I made an error. So you have to say cv2.resize, and you're providing the image, which is the background image, and then you're providing the tuple on how to resize it. So it says that bg image imRead, and I've read the image, and then cv2.resize. I don't know why I'm getting an error there. I got the spelling right, so why is it giving me an error? So let me try to read the error output. It says that so it can't read the file, so it's failing to read the file. That's why you're getting that error. So I call it resources. I have to specify the resources, and then down here I specified resource. So the folder name is resource. So my bad for that. There's a little typo. So I'm just going to run this again, and whenever I run this now, it should work. So we got another error. So it says that it says we have an error in here. So let's just go ahead. Let me just remove this. So if let me say if background image is if background image is none. Okay, let me just leave it like that. If background image is none, and then that's what you want to do. Okay, so let me just go ahead and run this again. So now you can see we are replacing the background with the background that we have specified, and the background image is this image right here that we have specified right here. Let's just load. So this image is what you have replaced this here with. Okay, so it's just the same image, but you have replaced the human. You have replaced the human's background, in this image with this image right here. So once that works, great, everything works as expected. So what I want to do is I can also go, I want to stack the images side by side. So let me just go ahead and do that. So I can actually comment out this code since I'm not using it. So I can just go ahead and let me just say final underscore output, and this is going to be mp dot, I want to horizontally stack these two arrays. So it's going to be passing an array here. It's going to be output image, and then the images of the original image. Or let me just start with the original image, and then the processed image. So and in here I want to display the final image and not the output image right here. So I want to display this image right here. Okay, and this is just a stack of the two images. So once I have that done, I can simply go ahead, clear the terminal, and try this out. So you can see this is the original image, and this is now the image in which we replace the background of the human, right? So we have done the selfie segmentation, and also you can flip this image around to get a kind of a selfie viewport and stuff like that. You can do all that if you want, but mostly this is what I wanted us to do in this tutorial, and I hope guys find this tutorial helpful and you understand how to do a selfie segmentation using computer vision and MediaPipe and OpenCV. So guys, thanks for watching. If you're not the channel, please kindly consider subscribing and liking this video and sharing this video with anyone who you might find who you think might find this helpful, because it helps me and keeps me motivated to keep making this video for you guys. So kindly consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Keep safe.